next one, keep submitting. Iterative statements. Iterative statements. Iterative, not irritative. Iterative statements. Iterative. Under that, first one, while. Iterative statements. First one, while statement. Iterative, while statement. Are you getting? Now, here just observe when we should go for while. Just observe this point well. Sir, I am taking for loop. Int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10 I plus plus. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10 I plus plus. System.out.println of hello. SOP of hello, like this I am taking. Sir, can you tell how many times hello will be printed? 10 times. So I is equal to 0, I is less than 10 I plus plus. How many times hello will be printed? 10 times. So now the point is, sir, if we know number of iterations in advance, sir, exactly 10 times or exactly 20 times, then for loop is the best choice. Are you getting? I know number of iterations in advance, exactly 10 times, 20 times, like better to go for loop. Sometime I don't know number of iterations. Are you getting? I don't know. For every record in the result set, I have to do something. But how many records are there in the result set? I don't know at the beginning. Or for every object in the collection, I want to do something. But how many objects are there in the collection? I don't know. If we don't know number of iterations in advance, then the best suitable loop is nothing but what? While loop, right? Observe the difference, right? When we should go for while loop, when we should go for loop. If we don't know number of iterations in advance, then highly recommended to go for which loop? While loop, right? Okay. Let me go for simple examples, right? I hope you people may aware. Listen. While rs dot next. Sir, while rs dot next. Can you tell what is the rs? Result set. So if you want to retrieve data from result set, compulsory loop what we are going to use is nothing but while loop only. You know, you may wrote JDBC program, several program, compulsory your hand should go for what? Okay, while loop. Because, so I don't know how many records are there in the result set. For every record present in the result set, can you please do some activity? Is nothing but, I don't know how many records are there. Compulsory we should go for which loop is while loop only, right? Okay, next. While e dot has more elements. While e dot has more elements. Do you know what is the en? Enumeration. If enumeration contain more number of elements, if enumeration contain more number of elements, can you please do certain activity? If enumeration contain more number of elements, can you please do certain activity? Sir, how many elements are there inside enumeration? I don't know that. Is for every element present inside enumeration, can you please do certain activity, right? Where we have this type of requirement? In the collections concept, cursors concept, right? Okay, this is similarly. While itr dot has next. While itr dot has next. Sir, for every next object present inside iterator, can you please do some activity? For every object present inside iterator, can you please do certain action? Then we should go for what? While loop, right? Regarding, if we don't know number of iterations in advance, then we should go for what? While loop. I hope. If we know number of iterations in advance, then we should go for what? For loop. Observe the difference, right? Okay, at this point. If we don't know number of iterations in advance, if we don't know number of iterations in advance, then number of iterations in advance, then we should go for while loop. If we don't know number of iterations in advance, then we should go for while loop. While loop. Okay, example, Take this one. While rs dot next term, while rs dot next term, while e dot has more elements, while e dot has more elements, while itr dot has the next term, while itr means what? Iterator. While itr dot has the next term, while rs dot next term, e dot has more elements, while itr dot next has the next term. Like, so these are very common places where we can go for while loop. Correct or not? Okay. Now listen this point well. Sir, I am taking, what is the syntax? While of b, sir, this is the action. While of b, this is the action. Now observe, this b compulsory should be, sir, this b should be, should be Boolean type. Compulsory argument should be Boolean type. By mistake, if you are providing any other type, immediately comparative error we are going to get. Okay. Add first syntax. Take this one. While of b, so should be Boolean type, and this one is nothing but action. Whatever the body, loop body itself is the action. Okay, this body will be executed. So as long as b is true, if b is false, automatically the loop will be stopped. Okay. Now add one theoretical point. The argument should be Boolean type. The argument should be Boolean type. If we are trying to provide any other type, then we will get compile time error. If you are trying to provide any other type, then we will get compile time error. Okay. Now listen this one. While of 1, system dot out dot println of hello. Sir, while of 1, SOP of hello. Can you tell how many times will be printed? You have to tell infinite number of times, right? Okay. In the C language or C++, how many times hello will be printed? Infinite number of times, because 1 means what? True. But in Java, no such type of terminology. Compulsory is nothing but, this one is in the place of Boolean, we can't provide int type. By mistake, if you are providing int, compile time error we are going to get saying, what is that error? Incompatible types found, int required. Found int, but required is nothing but what? Boolean. Is like compile time error we are. Take this one. While of 1, example, while of 1, SOP of hello, compile time error we are going to get saying, incompatible types found int required Boolean. Incompatible types found int required Boolean. Completed, I hope. Found int but required Boolean. Okay. Now here listen. Sir, can you tell curly braces are mandatory or optional? Curly braces mandatory or optional? Curly braces are optional. Without the curly braces, we can write only one statement, but which should not be declarative statement. Somewhere we covered. Sir, I am taking while of true system dot out dot println of hello. Valid or not? Valid. While of true semicolon, valid or not? Yes, valid. Because semicolon is a valid Java statement, valid. Now while of true, here int x is equal to 10. Okay, valid or invalid? This one invalid. Without curly braces, we can't write without curly braces. We can take only one statement, which should not be declarative statement. What is the reason? You know, so not required to keep much explanation. Next, but while of true, curly brace open, int x is equal to 10. Is it valid or not? Valid? No problem at all. I hope, is it clear for all of you? Without curly braces, we can take only one statement under while, which should not be declarative statement. Okay, add. Without curly braces, 1 minute, better to use. Curly braces are optional. Curly braces are optional. And without curly braces, curly braces are optional, and without curly braces, we can take only one statement. Without curly braces, we can take only one statement. Under while. We can take only one statement under while, which should not be declarative statement. Okay, take these examples. First one, second, third, fourth. Take all these are things anyway. First one valid, second one valid, third one invalid, fourth one valid. So without curly braces, we can take only one statement, which should not be declarative statement. That's why this one is nothing but invalid, right? Completed, I hope. Okay. So related to loops, there is very important loophole is there. Let me explain. Even this loophole applicable for loop, for each loop, everywhere, even in the remaining loops also. That's why take special care. There is one important conclusion I want to make. What is that conclusion here is? Observe this point well. Here I am taking, listen this one carefully. While of true I am taking. Sir, while of true. System.out.println of hello I am taking. Hello. System.out.println of hi I am taking. Sir, while of true, SOP of hello and SOP of hi. Next, while of false, system.out.println of hello, system.out.println of hi I am taking. Hello, hi. Next, while of true, while of false. Okay, while of, here see, int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. A is less than b. A is less than b. System.out.println of hello. Next, system.out.println of hi. Okay. Next, int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. While of A greater than B, system dot out dot println of hello, system dot out dot println of hi. Okay, of hi. Next, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. While of A lesser than B, while of A lesser than B, system dot out dot println of hello, system dot out dot println of hi. Like next, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Sir, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. While of A greater than B, system dot out dot println of hello, else SOP of hi, like I am taking. Simple example. Total how many cases are there? 6 cases, right? Among these, which are valid and which are invalid? Among which are valid and which are invalid? Can I use the word all are valid? All are valid? Ayo, think a bit logically. If all are valid, why I am writing this many on the board? Compulsory. Some are valid, some are invalid. Which are valid, which are invalid, right? First one. The people who attended already be silent, so that remaining people can able to answer. First one, valid or invalid? Valid, invalid. Okay. Second one, invalid. If the first two are invalid, automatically next two are valid. Automatically next two are invalid. Can you tell? So which are valid, which are invalid? All are invalid. All are valid. Okay, make sure you should have clear clarity, because the same rule applicable even for the remaining loops also. That's why make sure first one invalid, automatically second one also invalid. If the first two things are invalid, next two things are valid. If the next two things are valid, automatically next two things are invalid. So if these two are invalid, next two things are valid automatically, right? So now the question is, why some are valid, why some are invalid? You have to decide what is the internal reason for that. Don't keep any doubt, all my answers are perfectly correct. Okay, why? What is the problem here? And then I will execute and I will confirm. Now listen. Sir, here, while of, what is this one? True. Sir, if it is the true, then SOP of hello, keep on executing. Correct or not? Okay, if it is the true, SOP of hello, keep on executing. Correct. If it is keep on executing, when this statement will get the chance? When this statement will get the chance? Never. That's why this statement will become unreachable statement. Sir, unreachable statements not allowed in Java. That's why compile error you are going to get. Sir, this statement never going to get in the chance. That's why this statement will become unreachable. Compiler already aware. Sir, it is the true. Boss, this one keep on executing. Never, this statement never going to get in the chance. That's why unreachable statement. Clear, right? Can you tell why second one is invalid? Same means what? Which statement is unreachable? Make sure. Sir, it is false. It is false. If it is the false, this loop body never going to get in the chance. Regarding sir, it is the false. This loop body never going to get in the chance. If it is never going to get in the chance, then this total loop body will become what? Unreachable. That's why this total thing, sir, will become what? Unreachable statement. Unreachable statement, curly brace itself. You know, sir, this curly brace itself is unreachable. Then why you are taking like, is nothing more, comparative error we are going to get. Is it clear? First two things, right? Third one, why it is the value? Listen. Can you tell what is the value of A? What is the value of B? 20. A less than B, what is the answer? A less than B, what is the answer? True. Okay, but here, A and B are normal variables. Normal variable. What is the A value? 10. Is A value always 10? No. Maybe a chance of changing because A is a normal variable. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Sorry, here another 5 lines of the code. It may change. That's why compiler never going to consider their values because normal variable, right? Compiler is going to check A and B are what type? Intertype. A and B are what type? Intertype. That's why, sir, A lesser than B. Is it a valid Boolean type or not? Yes. But what is the value? True or false? Compiler never going to check because compiler don't know the values of A and B because these are normal variable. Until runtime, these values won't be considered. That's why compiler don't know. If it is the true, will execute. If it is the false, it will execute like compiler is going to consider and give the chance. So, at runtime, analyze, at runtime, unreachability statement, my JVM never going to check. Regarding JVM job is always just to execute, that's all. Is nothing but JVM not responsible to check what? Unreachability. Who is the responsible to check unreachable statement? Compiler itself is the responsible. Best example for you. Suppose you people entering into the class. Someone is going to check your ID card. Correct or not? Yo, ID card checking there? Is it there or not? Assume ID card checking is there. They are responsible to check and they allow you into the classroom. Once I came, what is my job? I never going to check you are valid student or not. Are you paid the fee or not? Or is there any fee due is there or not? It's not my job. It's nothing but my job here. Where I stopped in the last class, can I start? That's all simple word. So my job, just execute line by line, that's all. Who is the responsible to check whether you are valid student or not? These things are in charge. Suppose while coming, you are coming, our in charge is in sleeping. Then automatically you entered. Now I entered into the class. So am I responsible to identify, boss, you are unreachable? No, that's not my job. Boss, you are not valid student. That's not my job. My job is simply execute. That's all. Same. Who is the responsible to check unreachable statement? Compiler. JVM job is simply execute. Compiler unable to identify it is the true or false. That's why code compile. JVM job is what? Simple. Execute. That's all. Sir, while of A less than B. What is the answer? True. If it is the true, execute this one. What is the output we are going to get is hello. How many times? Oi, hello. It is the true. Hello, like infinite number of times. Can you tell is it unreachable or not? Unreachable, but my compiler unable to identify and the JVM not responsible to check. That's why simple output is hello, like infinite number of times will be printed. Same thing, sir, here what is the value of A? 10. What is the value of B? 20. A and B are normal variables or not? Yes. So compiler, if it is a normal variable, compiler won't consider its value because at runtime its value may change. That's why A greater than B. Sir, it is some Boolean type, that's all, compiles fine. But at runtime, JVM is responsible just to execute. Sir, A greater than B, what is the value? False. If it is a false, directly the control is coming to what? SOP of high. What the answer we are going to get? So I hope is clear. Hello, high is the output. Next two things, take special care. Sir, A and B are final variables. A and B are final variable. Can you tell what is the value of A? What is the value of A? 10. Sir, A value always 10? Always 10. If always 10, compiler is going to consider its value. Are you getting? In this case, what is the A value? 10. What is the A value? 10. Is there any guarantee A value always 10? No. Here there is no chance. But here, can you tell A value always 10 or not? Yes. Was A value always 10? If A value always 10, compiler consider its value. What is about B value? B value always 10. B value always 20. B value always 20. Compiler consider its value. Compiler knows that A value 10, B value 20. Compiler knows that it is a 10 lesser than B. Is nothing but 10 less than 20. Compiler knows that this one is nothing but 10 lesser than 20. Compiler knows that 10 less than 20 is nothing but what? True. Compiler aware this total thing is nothing but what? True. If it is the true, this one keep on executing. When this one will get the chance? No. That's why immediately compile time error we are going to get saying, what is this one? Unreachable statement. Unreachable statement, right? Are you able to understand? Okay, this is same thing. Final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Sir, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. While, sir, can you tell A and B, what is the value? What is the B value? 20. A value always 10 or not? Yes. B value always 20 or not? Yes. Both are final. Compiler consider value directly. A greater than B. Sir, 10 greater than B. What is the answer? False. What is the answer? False. Compiler aware it is the false or not? Yes. If it is the false, loop body never going to get in the chance. Then why you are giving? Why you are so? This loop body never going to get in the chance. Then why you are writing such a type of while loop? Like immediately compile time error we are going to get saying, what is that error? Unreachable statement. Unreachable statement, curly brace open. Are you able to understand? So first two things are invalid. Next two things are valid. Next things are nothing but what? Invalid, right? I hope you people can able to understand. Let me execute once. Now 1 minute. Here see this one. So while of true I am taking. While of true. Here see. System dot out dot println. Here just system dot out dot println hello is nothing but like I am taking, and SOP of high like this I am writing, right? SOP of high like I am taking, right? Here see this point well. Sir, first one valid or invalid? Arey, why you are thinking, man? First one valid or invalid? Invalid. What compile time error? Unreachable statement. Which statement is unreachable? SOP of high. Okay. Now see. Are you getting? SOP of high. Unreachable statement, right? Correct. Next, while of false I am taking. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. While of false, invalid. Because, so which statement is the unreachable statement? So this total loop body, this curly brace itself is the unreachable. Now observe what compile time error we are going to get. Sir, unreachable statement, curly brace open itself. Okay. Next, here int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, like this I am taking. Now A lesser than B. Case 3. Is it valid or not? Valid. What is the output we are going to get? Infinite number of times hello like. Are you getting hello like? Infinite number of times we are going to get. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is. Next, while A greater than B. Valid or not? Valid. What is the output we will get? Yes. What is the output? High. Itself is the output we are going to get, right? Okay, this is. Next, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Listen, while final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, while A lesser than B. Now observe, valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Invalid. Which one is the invalid? Which one is unreachable? SOP of high will become unreachable. Regarding unreachable statement as for P of high. Next, A greater than B is nothing but like which one? Curly brace itself is unreachable, like compare time error we are going to get. Are you able to understand? This is very important loophole for every loops. This problem by default will be there. Unreachability. Take special care with respect to the loops. Is it clear? Take all these things on. Take all. Take first one, second, third, like 6 statements. Like first one, second, third. Completed, right? Take all. So take clearly all these possibilities, right? Completed, right? Take all possibilities. So compulsory, you people should have clear clarity. The people who are in a hurry, you can leave, but another 10 minutes I want to continue anyway. Completed, right? Take all. Okay. Next, this knowledge must be required. So to go for next loops also. So in every loop, this problem by default there. That's why compulsory you people should have clear clarity. Completed up to this, right? Now listen, just let me explain one note. Okay, here observe, see this one. Suppose observe this note, you should aware. Sir, every final variable will be replaced by the value at a compile time only. Regarding every final variable will be replaced by the value at compile time only. Sir, here final int a is equal to 10. Final int a is equal to 10. Int b is equal to 20. Final int a is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. System.out.println of a. System.out.println of b. Observe these points well. Sir, here, can you tell, here just observe, can you tell what is the A value? What is the A value? 10. Is A value always 10? Always 10. At runtime, no change in the value. Then, why I have to wait until runtime for this replacement? At compile time only, every final variable will be replaced by the value. That's why after compilation, these two lines will become SOP of 10. SOP of 10. Sir, can you tell what is the B value? B value 20. Is b value always 20? Always 20? No. That's why, so until runtime, this variable won't be replaced by the value, because compiler don't know what is the value of b. Okay, this is, that's why if it is a normal variable, its value will be considered only at runtime. If it is a final variable, its value will be considered at compile time, right? That's why SOP of b as it is. Are you able to understand? So every final variable will be replaced by the value at a compile time only. Are you getting? Because its value always fixed, always same. Why I have to wait until runtime? This is the loop line 1. You people should aware. Important point. Next, if both arguments are compile time constants. If assume I have an operation I want to perform, but both arguments are compile time constant, that operation should be happen at a compile time only. Are you getting? Best example here, see. Sir, final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Sir, both are final variable. System.out.println of a lesser than b. SOP of a less than b. Here, just observe. Final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, comma, int c is equal to 20. Legend this one. Int c is equal to final variable, but one variable is normal variable, right? Now, observe this one. Sir, SOP of a plus b, SOP of a plus b, SOP of a plus c, SOP of a lesser than b, SOP of a less than b, SOP of a lesser than c. Like this I am taking. Okay, a plus b, a plus c, a less than b, a less than c. Like this I am taking. Can you tell after compilation these lines will become? After compilation, sir, here let me add the comment. After compilation, okay, these line. Now observe. Can you tell what is the value of a? 10. What is the value of b? 20. First level, every variable will be replaced by the value 10, 20, because these are final. Next, 10 plus 20. Sir, everything fixed. No change at runtime. Then this operation will be performed at compile time only. If every argument is compile time constant, that operation should be performed at compile time only, not required to wait until runtime. That's why the first line will become what? SOP of 30 directly. Are you getting? So we are not required to wait until runtime. Okay, this is SOP of a. What is the a? Na? A value is always 10. But what is the c? C value is the 20. But c value always 20? No, boss. No. That's why normal variable. Normal variable means what? This value should be performed. This operation should be performed at runtime. Now, can you tell second SOP will become what? SOP of 10 plus c. Are you getting? 10 plus c. Okay, like. Next, SOP of a and b are normal variables or not? Normal or final? Final means values are fixed. Compiler aware the result. 10 lesser than 20. What the answer? SOP of true. Okay, like. Next, A means what? 10. C, what is the value of C? Oh, no guarantee, because it's a normal variable. That's why compiler can't replace C with value. Now what will happen? SOP of 10 lesser than C, that's all. Are you getting? Simple word. Every final variable will be replaced by the value at compile time only. If both arguments are compile time constant, that operation should be performed at compile time only, because the value is already fixed. Why I have to wait until runtime? Is it clear? First add. Note first one. Note first. Note under that first one. Every final variable every final variable will be replaced by the value. Every final variable will be replaced by the value. Every final variable will be replaced by the value at a compile time only. Every final variable will be replaced by the value at a compile time only. At compile time only. Okay, only. Take this example. Example 1, first part. Final int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20. Final int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20. Next, SOP of a, SOP of b. After compilation, what will happen, you know? SOP of 10, SOP of b. What is the answer now? After compilation, so SOP of 10 and b, that's all. Only take this part. Next, note 2. Note 2. Note 2. If every argument is a final variable, if every argument is a final variable, within bracket, compile time constant, if every argument is a final variable within bracket, compile time constant, then that operation should be performed, yet a compile time only. Then that operation should be performed yet a compile time only. Then that operation should be performed at compile time only. That operation should be performed at compile time only. Okay, that's all. Take this example. Second part. Take clearly. Final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, int c is equal to 20. Next down. SOP of a plus b, a plus c, a lesser than b, a lesser than c. Completed, right? A less than b, a less than c. So after compilation, so what will happen, you know? After compilation, SOP of 30, SOP of 10 plus c, true, 10 less than c, like. Clear, right? Okay, that's all. Now let me go for second loop. So what is that second iterative statements? Do while. Keep subheading. Do while. Sir, here what is the difference between while loop and do while? What is the difference between while and do while? So don't tell, sir, do is the difference between while and do while. Okay, so I know. So what is the difference between do while and while? Suppose if I consider while loop, while of a lesser than b, something like I'm taking. Sir, in the case of while loop body, there may be a chance of executing 0 number of times. Correct or not? Loop body may be a chance to execute 0 number of times. Okay, this is. So in the while loop body may be a chance to execute 0 times. But sometimes my requirement is the loop body required to execute at least once. Loop body required to execute at least once, If you want to execute loop body at least once, then we should go for what? Do while. Are you getting? In the normal while loop, the loop body can be executed how many times? There may be a chance of 0 number of times also. Sir, I don't want 0 number of time. At least one time loop body required to execute. Then we should go for what? Do while. Is it clear for all of you? So while, do while, what is the basic difference? If you want to execute loop body at least once, then we should go for do while. If you consider syntax for do while, just observe do, this is the loop body, next while some condition, some condition, right? So here see, first execute body and then check for this condition. This condition B should be, B should be what type? Should be Boolean type. B should be Boolean type. Okay. And this semicolon, is it mandatory or not? Yes, make sure in the C++, semicolon is optional, but in Java, semicolon is mandatory. Are you getting? Semicolon is mandatory. Okay, this if you want to execute loop body at least once, go for do while. Sir, first execute loop body. After executing loop body, then take care about condition check. If it is the true, once again execute. So if it is the false, just stop, that's all, continue, right? So in any case, loop body compulsory should be executed at least once. If you have such a type of requirement, then better to go for what? Do while loop. Are you able to understand when we should go for do while and what is the syntax of do while? It's a clear. First add. If we want to execute loop body, if we want to execute loop body, if we want to execute loop body at least once, then we should go for, do while. Then we should go for do while. Next syntax, better to take syntax. Do while, syntax do body, next while of B. What about semicolon? Is it mandatory or optional? Mandatory. In the old languages, semicolon is optional. In the C++, I hope semicolon is optional. Okay, anyway, right. Completed, I hope. So when we should go for do while. Now this is the syntax, make sure you should aware. Next, just only one conclusion I want to make. Sir, can you tell curly braces are mandatory or optional? Curly braces are mandatory or optional? Curly braces are optional everywhere except a switch statement. Curly braces are optional everywhere. Sir, curly braces are optional. Without the curly braces, how many statements we can take between do and while? Only one statement, which should not be declarative statement. I hope not required to keep much explanation. Now let me go for a simple example for this type of thing. Sir, I am taking do system.out.println of hello. I am taking do SOP of hello while of true, like this I am taking. Can you tell is it valid or not? Without curly braces, one SOP statement I am taking itself is valid. Next, do semicolon while of true, semicolon, like valid or not? Between do and while, which statement I am taking? Semicolon itself is the valid, right? Next, do I am taking do int x is equal to 10 while of true. Is it a valid or invalid? This one invalid, because do and while declarative statement we are taking, sir. Without curly braces, one statement which should not be declarative statement, right? Now, sir, do I am taking within that int x is equal to 10 while true I am taking. While of true, valid or invalid? This one is valid, because without the curly braces, with curly braces, one statement which can be declarative, no problem at all. So now I am taking do immediately while of true I'm taking. Valid or invalid? Ayo. Do and while of true is nothing but is it a valid or invalid? This one is valid or invalid? This one is invalid because sir between do and while where is the body? Where is the body? At least semicolon must be required. Without having the body, what is the need of taking the loop? Regarding loop means body required to execute multiple times. Sir, body is not there. Then what is the need of taking do while? Immediately compulsory method we are going to get between do and while without curly braces. Compulsory you should take one statement mandatory, which should not be declarative statement. Sir, I don't want to take any statement. Don't go for loop because what is the need of loop? This body required to execute multiple times. Sir, I am not having any body. If you are not having any body, what is the need of taking the loop? Is it clear? So curly braces are optional. Without curly braces only one statement is allowed between do and while, which should not be declarative statement. Is it clear? Right? Okay. Curly braces are optional. Curly braces are optional and without curly braces we can take only one statement. Without curly braces we can take only one statement between do and while, which should not be declarative statement. Okay, that's all clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is so take all these things, take all. First one, SOP statement itself is valid. Second, do while of true, just I am taking semicolon itself is a valid. Next, do int x is equal to 10 while of true. Do int x is equal to 10 while of true, invalid. Do curly brace open, int x is equal to 10 while of true, valid. So like better to take compulsory between do and while without curly braces. One statement we should take, and that statement should not be declarative statement. One statement is a mandatory. Compulsory we have to take one statement which should not be declarative statement. Completed, right? That's all. Okay, so this is now. So with this total knowledge, can you tell is it valid or invalid? Just I want to take one simple example. You have to decide is it valid or invalid. Sir, I am taking do. Sir, while of true, do while of true, system.out.println of hello. Next, while of false, semicolon like. Sir, can you tell is it valid or invalid? Observe carefully and then tell the point. Is it valid or invalid? Because there are multiple mistakes I am doing, not one mistake. There are multiple mistakes I am doing. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Yes. Mistake number 1. Can you tell what is the mistake? Between do and while, compulsory one statement we have to take. Without curly braces one statement you should take. But where you are taking any statement? No. One mistake. Second mistake, after while, compulsory we have to take what? Semicolon. Just now I told semicolon is mandatory. Are you getting? Sir, curly here between do and while you are not taking any statement. Compulsory we should take at least one statement mandatory. That mistake. Next, compulsory after while semicolon is a mandatory. That's why it's nothing but these many mistakes we are doing. Are you getting? That's why this one is perfectly valid. No problem at all. Are you getting? So most of the people are going to think, "Arey, between do and while no statement, or while compulsory ends with semicolon, you are not." Is nothing but most of the people are going to think like that. But 100% pakka, this one is nothing but valid code. Don't keep any doubt in that. How it is a valid? Let me rewrite the same code once again. Here say, sir do. Sir do I am taking. Next let me take while in the next line. While of true. Do while of true. Let me take SOP statement under while. SOP of hello. SOP of hello. And then I am taking while of false semicolon like. Sir do while semicolon. Okay, one thing. Then immediately ask, sir, between do and while only one statement is allowed, but you are taking two statements, right? Because physically seems to be two lines, but it is a single while statement only. SOP is the part of while, correct or not? Suppose best example, suppose I am taking try. Legend, try. Within the try block, 1 lakh lines of the code. 1 lakh lines of code is there. Catch block. Within the catch block, I am taking another 1 lakh lines of the code. Try catch. And finally block. Finally, within that another 1 lakh lines of the code. So total, how many lines of the code is there? 3 lakhs around. 1 lakh. 3 lakhs around. Physically, 3 lakh lines of the code is there. But logically, it is a single try-catch finally statement. Are you getting? Java, sir, it is a single try-catch finally statement. Are you getting? Logical statements, not physical statements, right? Observe. Sir, here, between do and while, how many statements I am taking? One statement. What is that statement? While statement I am taking. SOP is the part of while. That's why. So between do and while without curly braces, one statement. I took only one statement, not required to worry at all. So it is one statement while. Sir, SOP is there. SOP is the part of while statement only. Is it clear? Right? Okay. If you want, you can take both in a single line. No problem for me. It's nothing but only one statement. One point is clear. Are you getting? Next, still some people may raise that out. Sir, okay, well, sir, if it is do while of true, it's okay, well, up to this. Do while of true, SOP of hello. Then SOP of hello is going to execute how many times? Infinite number of times. Because while of true, SOP of hello, keep on executing infinite number. Then you may ask, sir, when this one is going to get in the chance? Are you getting, sir? This one will become unreachable, right? No, because this total thing is one do while statement. Correct or not? One do while. I entered into do while already. Correct or not? I entered into do while already. That's why total syntax is by default reachable. Okay, remember, sir, first half of do while reachable, second half not reachable. My compiler never going to check. Sir, this do while reachable or not? Yes, because I can able to enter already into the do while. That's why no problem at all. Reachable syntax. Total syntax is reachable only, even though this part is unreachable. Is it clear? Because first half already reachable. That's why statement level we require to cross check, not first half, not second half like. Is it clear? So 100% pakka valid. What is the output? Is do while of true, SOP of hello. Can you spell out what the output you are going to get? Hello, hello like infinite number of times by default you are going to get. Is it clear for all of you then? Hello like infinite number of times we are going to get. Let me execute this code so that, because most of the people face with the question mark symbol only, even with this explanation also, just observe this one. Sir, can you guide what is the code? Do, okay, do while of true, okay, system.out.println of hello, SOP of hello, and then what? While of false, semicolon. Are you getting? Do while of true, SOP of hello, and while of false. Like this I am taking. Now here see, Java C test.java. Have you observed? The code compiles fine. Don't keep any doubt in my code. Okay, this is, yes, compiles fine. It's taking some time, that's all. It doesn't mean it is invalid. Okay, so it is valid, compiles fine. Now Java test. Have you observed? Hello, like infinite number of times it's going to print. No problem at all. So if I can show this code, so for 100 people, 99% of the people are going to feel, sir, invalid compile time error, right? No compile time error. Happily, this one is the valid, right? Are you able to understand? Take this particular case example. Take first like this. After that, you can take in this style. Do while of true, SOP of hello. Do while of true, SOP of hello. While of false. And rewrite once again in this style. So it is the valid syntax only. You have to identify clearly, right? It is valid syntax. Don't keep any doubt in that. Do while of true, SOP of hello, and then I am taking while of false, like. Clear, right? That's all this is. A particular case. Make sure you people should have clarity. Completed, right? Next, sir, unreachability is a problem here also. Unreachability is a problem here also. Let me explain one by one case. At last you can take. Just observe this point well. So because you can able to answer well. Listen this one. Sir, I am taking do. First example, do system.out.println of hello I am taking. Do SOP of hello. Next, while of true I am taking. SOP of hi. Is nothing but like this is my first case. Next, do I am taking. System.out.println of hello. Next, while of false, SOP of hi I am taking. SOP of hi. Next, do SOP of hello I am taking. While of here int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. And a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. A lesser than b. System.out.println of I am taking. Hi. Next, int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Do I am taking. Do SOP of hello. Next, while of a greater than b, and then SOP of hi, like I am taking. Okay. Next, there are two more cases. Just observe. Final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Do I am taking SOP of hello. SOP of hello. While of a lesser than b. System.out.println of hello. Like. Next, final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Do I am taking. Final int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Do system.out.println of hello. While of a greater than b. System.out.println of hi. Sir, here also hi only, but not hello. Here hi I am taking. Are you getting? Just a total. How many cases are there? 6 cases. You have to decide which are valid and which are invalid. Are you getting? You have to decide which are valid and which are invalid, right? Compulsory you should have clarity. Sir, can you tell first one is the valid or not? Invalid. Compile time error you are going to get. Do you know what is the reason? Do SOP of hello. Sir, it is a true. If it is a true, this one keep on executing. When this one will get the chance. That's why compile time error saying unreachable statement. Compile time error we are going to get saying unreachable statement. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this is first one. Sir, can you tell second one, is it valid or invalid? Second one, observe, think a bit carefully. Is it valid or not? Second one, perfectly valid. Because first hello will be printed. Hello. So hello is always reachable because loop body is going to be executed at least once. That's why hello. Under then, is it true or false? False. False means it won't execute once again directly this part. So it is valid. What is the output by default we are going to get? Hello followed by hi. By default we are going to get this is the output in this case, right? Are you getting? Next, third one. Int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Valid or invalid? Valid, because a and b are normal variables. If normal variable, compiler don't know whether this result is true or false. Compiler simply going to consider, because if it is a true, execute. Otherwise execute this part line, compiles fine. JVM not responsible to identify unreachable statements. In the last class I covered clearly. Then what is the output by default we are going to get? Okay, is it true or false? True. True means hello like infinite number of times by default we are going to get. Are you able to understand? Because compiler don't know whether it is the true or false. That's why. So, but at runtime, JVM ever true, keep on executing. Even though it is unreachable, my compiler unable to identify because compiler don't know whether it is true or false. Okay. Next, what about this one? Valid or invalid? Valid, because normal variables, right? So, what output we can get? Hello. First, it is a false. False means hi is going to get the chance. Valid, no problem. Sir, this one, final. Have you observed? Final. Is it true or false? Is it true or false? True. If it is the true, this one keep on executing. When this line will get the chance, compiler aware it is the true, it is the infinite loop, this one never going to get in the chance. Compiler already aware. That's why immediately compile time error we are going to get saying unreachable statement. Unreachable statement. Are you getting? Next, sir, is it true or false? Is it true or false? False. If it is the false, compiler aware, sir, hello will be printed. It is the false, it one is going to execute. That's why every statement is the reachable, no problem. What is the output by default we are going to get? Hello followed by hi. Are you able to get? Unreachability is a problem even in the case of do while also. I hope you people can aware. Now let me compile and run these examples, right? Just let me confirm, that's all. Here just observe. Do I'm taking, here see. Here do I'm taking, do. So SOP of, okay, just do I'm taking SOP of hello and then while of true is the first one. SOP of hi like this I'm taking. Sir, can you please cross check? First example, do SOP of hello, while of true, SOP of hi. Valid or invalid? First example. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Compile time error we are going to get unreachable statement SOP of hi. Can you please cross check the answers anyway? Next, do while of false. What is the answer? Valid or invalid? Valid. What the answer we will get? Hello followed by hi is the answer. Hello, hi itself is the answer. Next, sir, here int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. A is less than b. A is less than b. Like this I am taking. Have you observed? So the code compiles fine. Hello, like infinite number of times it is going to print. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is. Now, here see. Sir, A greater than B. A greater than B. Now, see this one. A greater than B. Valid. What is the answer? Hello followed by hi. Correct. Fourth example line. Now, final int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. A lesser than B. Valid or invalid? Invalid. SOP of high will become what? Unreachable. What the answer we will get? Have you observed? Unreachable statement anyway, right? Unreachable statement high. Sir, A greater than B. Valid or invalid? A greater than B. Perfectly valid. No problem. What the answer? Hello followed by high. Are you getting? Unreachable statement is a problem everywhere. Is it clear? Right? In every loop unreachability is there. You have to identify clearly, right? Okay, take all these things. First example onwards. Take all. If unreachable statement is there, then compile time error. Unreachable statement is not there. I removed all unreachable statements. Then it will become valid. Take clearly. That's all this is. While and do while. Do while loop you should aware. Clear, right? Take clearly all these loopholes. Do SOP of hello, while of true, SOP of high, like. Completed? Take all. Okay, clear for you people anyway, right?